The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 14th day of August, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC group of companies, Medical Wells, Lendos, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations on Hot 107.5. I'm Jamillah Hartman, she's Mia Chambray, and we'll have a news break from Maya Palacio in a bit. How you feeling, Mia? Long time no see.
I know, long time no see. Well, why has it been so long? I don't know, but I'm great. I'm currently broadcasting to you guys live from the city of Toronto.
All right, Toronto, yeah. As they call it. What's up? What's the weather like up there?
It's been so beautiful. It's been warm, beautiful. Yeah, it's been great. We've had a great time. I've been here for work, so yeah, it's been awesome. Great. Sunny and hot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, better in July than January. Well, it's August, not July. Better in the summer than the winter, folks. But
yeah, you and I catch me here in January. No way. You won't catch me here.
I went in March last year and caught the snow days, and everyone's like, "Oh, it don't snow here." And as soon as I got there, oh, it snowed. Joanne Trott says another great day. Hello, Joanne Trott, indeed.
Hey, Joanne.
If it isn't already, it will be. We will make it a great day. We appreciate you, Joanne. Anyway, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Jamillah Lodge on from the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. We're going to be discussing how they go about supporting local events. One of the events we discussed this week was Zach Wilson, the Illumina Festival. And of course, we have GEW Global Entrepreneurship Week coming up later this year. But yeah, you don't want to miss that conversation, how and why the BDC supports these local events. The Daily Play is a name that place. So yeah, a little geography, know the map. We'll have some fun with that. Audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's get right to the question. We yesterday, unfortunately, we were discussing another situation where lives were lost senselessly through violence. And I remember back in 2009 when the Parkside and 42nd rivalry was basically intense. It intensified to the point of lives started being lost, starting in May of 2009 with Wendy Robinson. Conversations were started then about banning dark visors, people with helmets and dark visors. I believe the One Bermuda Alliance actually, when they were government, mentioned that they were going to move forward with a bill. Not sure whatever happened with that. But the question of the morning, you've seen people say, in the comments of these news stories, oh, we need to ban the dark visor helmets. That's your question, audience. What are your thoughts on banning dark visor helmets? Like, what are your thoughts on that? And also, a lot of people, you've seen the argument with CCTV. We've got Suzanne Ingham in our audience on a daily basis who is against the idea of CCTV everywhere. And then there are people who are for it everywhere. What are your thoughts? Do you feel safer with CCTV? Well, let me rephrase that. Do you feel safer with working CCTV? Because there is CCTV, then there's working CCTV. All right, so I think I said an additional C, but you get my point. What are your thoughts on banning dark visor helmets, and do you feel safer with working CCTV? And audience, trust me, I don't I don't think the way I feel about this is the right way. I just feel based on discussions and law. Keep in mind, I don't agree with. We've had conversations on this show where we've asked, do you think that the police should notify people when they're doing the stop and searches? Most of you feel like they shouldn't. They should just catch them. I feel like they should notify them. I believe that the idea is not to criminalize people, but to help change behaviors. That's the goal, right? So I think we just have to be careful when we're asking for stuff. Not saying that you're wrong, but the idea is to change behavior. And if behavior doesn't change, then we go to the next steps. But you all may feel like we should be at the next steps. Tanya Cheeseman says, agree. Well, agree with what? She says, ban the dark visors. However, they need to be consistent with the consequences when the law is broken. Well, what do you agree with? I didn't say ban them. I'm asking, do you think they should be banned? Maybe you agree with Mia. Dr. says, if you ban dark visors, then they can be replaced by other things like scarves. What's that word? Balaclavas?
Balaclavas.
Yeah, that thing. The government would simply be chasing its tail. Go ahead, Mia, because you had a lot to say in the TDH group about this.
I did, yeah. I think that they should be banned. I mean, but then I also agree with the government chasing its tail, of course. I think when things are put into law, it's actually more about the actual follow-up. So I think we discussed in the chat that hoodies were banned some time ago as well, maybe over a decade ago, when things were kind of getting pretty intense with the violence. And then kind of it's not enforced. So yes, we can ban the dark visors, but they would have to be enforced. But that would be from a position of actually not allowing distributors to bring them in anymore. So we would start from there. We have to start with some type of rules and some type of law and order to get, after our discussion yesterday, I actually went back and looked through all the recent murders and death, and all of them involved dark visor helmets, every single one. So there's an issue, there's a problem. And yes, they will be replaced with balaclavas and scarves, etc. But from the very limited research that I did, through working CCTV, you actually can get more of an identification as opposed to a dark helmet with a dark visor. So scarves and balaclavas do work, but there actually is technology now to be able to identify people more easily. And the most recent murders, they were wearing a dark helmet, a dark visor, a balaclava, a jacket. Jamel, if I saw someone rolling down the road like that in the middle of the summer, every red flag in my mind would be going off.
Here's the thing with what you just said. I wouldn't notice them.
You wouldn't.
I would not know. I've literally just learned how to people watch. Like, I'll look at another table. I've literally just learned that. And so for me, I know everyone's saying, oh, there weren't, like, because when you see the picture, and we'll put the picture up on screen, but when you see the actual picture, you're like, how could anyone, right, not notice this, right? And then I'm like, Jamel, I'm not gonna remember what Mia has on right now. I'm not gonna remember what I wore right now. Like, I'm oblivious.
Right.
So I think there are people like that who exist.
Yeah, there are, and I think we've also talked about this before. I'm a woman, and so I'm very aware of my surroundings, what's going on, what people are doing, what people are wearing. Even when
my male privilege, folks. Go ahead. I learned about that last year. Go ahead.
Even when we go in an elevator, I will scan somebody up and down. Like, what's their identifying features? Do they have a name badge? What are they wearing? Just in case for any reason. Maybe that's anxiety. I'm not sure. But it's definitely, I've always felt that way, for personal safety, etc. So I would notice, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know.
Audience, let's give them a chance. What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on banning dark visor helmets? And do you feel safer with working CCTV? We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says there is nothing stopping gunmen using dark visors close to the crime scene, then discard them. Suzanne Ingham says, super awesome Thursday, Jamel and Mia. Sorry, I'm late. Yes, ban dark visors. Suzanne Ingham says, yes, exactly, Mia. Don't bring them in, and customs needs to stop them from being brought luggage too. working CCTV. We need, as Richard Scott says, extremely difficult to legislate morality. Today it's the helmet and visor. Tomorrow will be a hat and a veil of shorts. It begins with each of us governing ourselves, family governance and accountability. I think Richard and I were born in the same space, because here's the thing. It sounds great. It sounds good. And as I said in the TDH group yesterday, I'll say publicly here, someone who wants to kill another human being, banning things is not going to stop them. When you have a desire to do something, you will find a way to do it. That said, it's sick, but they will find a way to do it. Banning dark visors, as Richard just said, okay, you ban that, and then they find another way. I don't think that we can. It's like the whole legislating love thing. He said morality. You cannot legislate love. You cannot make someone love someone who is different from them. You can't force that. You just can't, no matter what laws you put in place. You cannot make someone love someone that they don't want to. And so if someone wants to commit a crime, yes, you can do things to make it difficult for them. Yes. You can definitely do that.
Yes.
But if they desire to do that, you got to remember, you're not dealing with individuals who seem to have a conscience. You're dealing with people who seem to care about the consequences. You're dealing with people who have a desire to do what they want to do, regardless of the law and the rules in place. And I think that's what we have to take into consideration. But I completely understand you that, most of these incidents, there are dark visors that are being used. There's also bikes that are being used.
Yes.
Ban-
Well, don't get me started on that, Jamal, because I actually do want to ban bikes and get Twizzies for everybody. But that's a whole discussion for another day, because I also think bikes are a terrible issue because they're also a murder vehicle, because people are dying left, right, and center. It's a pandemic on our roads with the bikes. So that's a whole other issue. And I've done like a whole exercise around bringing in Twizzies and affordable Twizzy that would be the same price as a scooter.
Let's go back to the audience real quickly.
Yeah.
Dr. Anthony Richardson says we need a system feeding CCTV information in real time. So someone said to me yesterday, and I can't remember who, but they said, if we had up-to-date technology, there's AI CCTV, I keep saying the actual CCTV, that can actually identify people. Like, so for instance, I'm oblivious. Male privilege, right? I'm oblivious. But there's AI, this person said, that would be able to give an alert to the police.
Yeah.
If someone is riding around in a dang hoodie and a certain amount of clothes during August, when that's abnormal in Bermuda. Right?
Yeah.
So there's certain things that they can put in a system, a CCTV system, where it can alert them the same way that the general public alerted the police on Bermuda Day to two guys riding around looking like they were up to no good.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is what I said in the beginning of our discussion, that the CCTV and technology is now at a place where we actually can do identification with people in a much greater sense than we ever have before. So, but the dark visors are a problem, Jamal, and we have to have some type of law and order. I mean, I know you can't obviously police everybody down to the letter, and the police are stretched. I mean, obviously we've had the commissioner of police on many times, and I always enjoy his conversations, and I know he's doing the best of his ability. He's passionate and he loves Bermuda. So I'm not putting this squarely on the police, but I'm putting this on a myriad of people that need to make this legislation happen, and then they need to have it enforced, and then there's some law and order, and then maybe, regardless of, maybe people are going to do what they're going to do, but they might think twice. These are young people that we're talking about, 25 and under. They might think, oh, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe, I don't know.
You're so hopeful. That whole quote, maybe they'll think twice. I don't think you quite understand. They're not thinking.
Well, that's true.
You're not, and I'm not saying this to take away from what you're saying. I'm simply saying the reality of this situation is we're not dealing with rational thinking people, and I think that horse left the barn so long ago. I think I do agree, and it's kind of what I said last week or week before about cotton match. I do agree that, you know, there are people that say, oh, we don't need more rules and laws, like, you know, we don't need to be policed. No, I as much as I believe in freedom of thought and movement and all of that, when adults don't adult, there need to be changes. I'm all for freedom and all of that. But when adults don't adult, and we know that as adults, sometimes we don't adult right. An adult right, you know, for those who are saying, oh, well, that's subjective, I'll just be very clear about it. Adulting right means not causing harm or putting others in harm's way as well as yourself. That's simply adulting right to me. So whether that's picking up a weapon and using it intentionally, or under the influence of something and allowing something that you're in control of be a weapon that causes harm to someone else. It goes back to what Richard Scott said. I think we need to focus probably less on laws and legislation and more on accountability and morals. That's what's in this. You know, Wayne Keynes, when he was the announced minister in 2017 of national security, I remember meeting with him, and he's saying publicly, we're going to take a holistic approach. Well, did that approach or that idea end with his not being in the ministry anymore? Or did it stay with Pastor Leroy Bean? What his title? It's a gang reduction officer or something like that.
Well, but Jamal, do you think that there's any blanketed accountability? Like when I was a young teenager and I would be even caught speeding, we used to have the road police. And I remember getting caught speeding and I was so upset, so scared. There used to be some type of, you know, you'd be worried about speeding. You'd be worried about there would be somebody on the road, like out watching you. There would be people watching you, and maybe that's CCTV. I don't know. CCTV just seems so like innocuous in a way. Of course, obviously it's got capabilities, etc. But if you are out doing, you know, nefarious things and there's a police squad out on the road constant, they used to be constantly out there. You know that there's going to be a chance on a 21 square mile island that you know, are wearing a dark visor, running down the street, and then there's going to be a police officer there. I don't know.
I mean, considering these latest murders happened pretty much a block from the major police headquarters.
True.
Again, it just goes back to what I said. As sad as it may sound to everyone, is when people have a desire to commit this sort of crime, they will find a way. And I think what we're all forgetting in this is that there have been so many recent cases, not so many, but a few recent cases where people have not been found guilty of these kind of crimes. And then we've had 2 or 3 overturned in the court. So when they see that there's no consequences, then you kind of see this. So banning dark visors could be a step. I'm just not quite sure, because if you start with that, let's go to the comments though. What are your thoughts on banning dark visors? Dr. Anthony Richardson says the UK government was forced to chase its tail when banning face covering in Northern Ireland. If hell-bent to kill, you can't stop them. Renee Simmons says, yes, there should be a ban on dark visor helmets. They banned dark windows, shades on cars. Yes, much safer with functional CCTV footage and technology to pick up facial recognition. Richard Scott says, an immoral person will then wait until winter to commit the crime, speaking about the AI picking up. But I agreed, Richard, but I think just during the summer, it's more abnormal. Charles H. Jefferson II says, I'm not sure if this has been said, but why focus on things like dark visors that can and will be replaced by something else? We need to focus on why these people feel like taking another life is okay. That's the point. I mean, the root cause. That's the root cause. I think the stopgap people feel is the ban dark visors. That's the stopgap, but it's not a stopgap, because those who will want to do this will find a way. Charles, the quick answer to that is the root cause, addressing that, scares the living daylights out of people.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it, Charles. Addressing the root cause of this scares the living daylights. And the same way how people felt I was condemning Bermudians for the excessive alcohol and behavior during cop match, we're not an accountable populace, right? We don't take accountability, right? So we feel condemned, like someone's being critical of me. They don't have room to talk. Notice when I talk, folks, it's always we. It's not you. It's we, because I am a part of the community. As I said yesterday, I don't have the solutions. At least I don't believe I do. But together, hopefully we can discuss solutions. But we cannot discuss solutions until we kind of peel back the layers and dig at the root. And I'll tell you what, some people felt condemned what I said yesterday. I'll say it again. And if it offends people, I cannot apologize for how you feel. I can't, because I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings. But I tell you what, the proof's in the pudding. All these social activist groups in Bermuda, they're loud about Palestine. They're loud about LGBTQ. They're loud about intersectionality. They're loud about being anti-Trump. They're loud about whatever the U.S. media tells them to be loud about. They're loud.
Yeah. They
literally marched for Black Lives Matter, as I call it, the march to nowhere, back in 2020 throughout the city of Hamilton. But in our own island in broad daylight, 4 months after what's been said to be our first mass shooting, we will discuss it, we will be outraged, and then in the words of my great colleague and esteemed friend Larry Marshall Jr., we will move on, because that's the conditioning of a people who are afraid to take accountability, to actually want to resolve things by being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Charles is answering Mia. He says, we don't have enough officers for that anymore, Mia.
Well, put me on the road, Charles.
Hey, citizens are, but that, it may take that, right? It may take that.
No, I know. And I think you're right. We have to get
a compass to recognize right and wrong. When there's no moral compass, all is fair game and allowed.
Facts. Absolute facts, Richard. And our moral compass is swirling around and around and around.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good at all. It's
Suzanne has a great question. She says, has there been a reduction in crime since Pastor Bean has been in his position? I don't know, but that would be good to know. We can definitely ask Pastor Bean, and if he's unable to provide, we can possibly have someone on our news team look that up. But thank you for that question. We've got someone else on LinkedIn says, Mia, and the fear of it made sure you did the right thing on the roads. Not sure what that's in reference to.
They agree with me. It says they agree with me. When you were a kid and you were on their bike, you were scared that you were going to get caught for speeding. Yeah.
You saw the police. You didn't want to mess up. Sean Speech Johnson says you can't have dark tint on your car, but you can have a dark light. Well, quite a few people have said that this morning. Absolutely. You should be able to have dark tint. That's just weird to me. All right, folks, we've got to give thanks. This was your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure Trucking. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back again. This is a never-ending conversation. I want people to understand there's no right or wrong answer with this. There's not. We have had Mr. Bean on the show before, Charles. We're happy to have him back. He's always down for a conversation. At least he was before he was an MP. But let's give some love to Titan Express Secure Trucking. In the meantime, if you appreciate these community conversations, if you're streaming with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, family, colleagues. We've got the news break after this with Maya, and then we've got our guest for the day, pretty co-host at this point, Jamillah Lodge from the BEDC.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All right, let's go to Maya Palacio for the Daily Hour News Break.
Good morning, good morning. This is your daily hour news break brought to you by the good people at People's Pharmacy. A fresh school year means fresh possibilities. From snack time essentials to meal prep must-haves, People's Pharmacy has what every student needs. They help make it sustainable and reusable with a great selection of food containers. Now, kicking off to your news break.
Bermuda is currently facing a deeply troubling period, having experienced 4 sudden deaths in the past week alone.
There have been 4 murders in 2025 involving a firearm and 21 firearm-related murders since 2020. The recent, which resulted in the deaths of 2 males, occurred around 4:40 p.m. on Tuesday, August 12th. Police can now identify the individuals.
First and foremost, I extend my sincere condolences to the families and loved ones of 23-year-old Nakai Robinson and 18-year-old Natrey Eversley.
Furthering their investigation, police were able to grab footage and present a photo of the description of the suspects involved in the shooting.
As you can see from the picture, the bike is it is a dark colored bike. It looks to be black. The rider of the bike is wearing a blue, would look like a hooded sweat top, gray or light gray pants or jeans, and looks like white sneakers. And then the pillion passenger is wearing a tan-colored jacket and what appears to be dark pants and also black sneakers.
They restated that at the time the Court Street area was busy and they are pleading for those in the area at the time of the shooting to please assist them with anything they saw. Moreover, focusing in on sports, they are listening and they are watching what we say. The under-19 cricket team in Atlanta reacts to some of the advice given on the show from the Daily Hour community as they continue to compete in the ICC Under-19 World Cup qualifier.
Dorian says, remember you are not just representing Bermuda, but you're also representing your family. Do your best as you never know who's watching. Say thank you. I appreciate the advice and I'll try my best.
Charles Jeffers II said, remember everything you say or do, it is probably being recorded. Make Bermuda, your family, and yourself proud. I want to thank you, Charles Jeffers, for your kind words and dedication to helping us make sure all of Bermuda is represented well.
Accept constructive criticism or feedback with grace and mercy. Thank you, Ms. Heatherly Swan. I will really try and make sure I integrate this into my game and listen to the coaches to make sure that I can really improve and get the best out of them.
Go out there and give it your absolute best. You've got this. We love you, win or lose. Thank you, Suzanne. We'll definitely be doing our best. Thank you for your support. And yeah, let's hopefully get a few wins against USA, Canada, Argentina.
Miss Linda, it's all about Bermuda and not about you as an individual. Cricket is a team sport. You are loved and we are proud of you. I'm Bermuda's biggest fan. We appreciate Miss Linda. We'll try our best, you know. We'll put in a lot of work over the weeks, over the months, and yeah, we're gonna try to do what we do. You know, cricket is a team sport, so all the fellas are working hard right now, you know, to do what they do.
Up next for the lads will be their second game against Canada on August the 15th after falling to Team USA a second time by 7 wickets in an intense matchup. Closing with more sports and some history-making news, Olympian Jack Harvey has secured Bermuda's first podium finish at the 2025 Junior Pan Am Games, claiming bronze in the 100-meter backstroke. It's the first swimming medal Bermuda has ever won at the Games. And heading into your weather report this morning, it's mainly sunny all morning, then possible afternoon cloud overhead with some light winds, and we have a high of 87 degrees. Now, back to the studio.
All right, thanks so much for that, Maya. I just want to say, Maya just did a report and she touched on sports. You know, it's crazy because we've had I think 4 murders in the last week, and here we are. We have Jack Harvey, I believe that was. We have the young cricket team right there, and we also had young Bermudian 16-year-old Kalen Brunson make his debut for Queens Park Rangers in England in second tier football. We have a really, really great group of young men in particular doing great things who are Bermudian. the highlights, it seems, are on those, the minority, as the police say, who are causing havoc on the island. When we see these young men reacting, last week we asked you what advice would you give to the young cricket players. Did you not see how it made them feel? Like how giddy they were at reading that stuff? Like when I was there talking to them, they were giddy because they're 17, 18, 19. Knowing that you all feel that way about them and are willing to actually take the time to give them it means a lot. And I say that because, we live in this time where we think, oh, well, when I was young, I was hard. I didn't eat nobody. People, things change, man. It goes a long way when they know that people, Bermudians, some strangers, but people who are in their community support them. So thank you all, every last one of you, for your kind words. But don't stop there. Don't just use the daily hour. Don't stop there. If you see them on the street after school, bus terminal, or wherever it is, just say, hey, look, you nice. Look good in your school uniform. Keep those clothes clean. Make sure you go home, do your homework. Trust me, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, when things ain't going well, they hear you too. Mia, you got some days of the year for us?
Oh, yes, I do. And I just wanted to say that was so beautiful seeing those young men and hearing they were so sweet and so thrilled. So thank you to the TDH community for that. That was amazing. Sure. Moving swiftly on, the National Tattoo, today is National Tattoo Removal Day. Jamillah, you got any tattoos? Do you have any tattoos? No, right?
Yeah, one that was very visible on the show before I started dressing respectfully for the audience.
Oh, okay. So I wonder from the audience, who has tattoos and has anybody had them removed for one reason or another? You can put the reason if you want, or you don't have to. You can keep it a secret.
I want to know the reasons now. Come on now. I want to know reasons. Mia, do you have tattoos?
I do. I do have tattoos. Yeah. I have a few. And I've also had one removed.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to ask any questions. No, I have one on my neck right here. I have a couple on my neck. I have one on each arm. But yeah, my tattoos are usually covered, but they all have a lot of meaning. So it's not like it's just some art piece, which art is meaning, but there's mostly words on me. But no, Suzanne Ingham says no tattoos. No, thank you. LinkedIn user says no, I love mine. Def not removing any. I don't have anything that I would remove. I don't even understand. Isn't like once you remove it, isn't it like just like it's still there, but it's just not in color, right?
No, it totally disappears. It totally zaps your whole ink away. It just goes back to your normal skin. But tattoos have a story. And, it's an experience. You always remember every one of your tattoos. Yeah, I want to hear about everybody's tattoos and if they had them removed or not. I feel like everybody has tattoos these days.
Yeah, let us know if you have a tattoo, because I say this. We all did live a life at one point or another. We all went to, some sort. We all left the parents' house at some point. Don't try to act all innocent. Richard Scott says several tattoos, but all purposeful, so no need for removal. We're aligned, brother. Tanya Cheeseman says one tattoo post my parents' death, will not have it removed as it has meaning. Indeed. Wow, and Nika the Shield says no tattoo. I'm actually surprised, but I appreciate that there are people who don't have tattoos. That's interesting. All right, let's take a break, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Mark C. Phillips, he says also, I ain't got no tattoos. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, we're coming back with Jamillah Lodge from the BDC, speaking about how the BDC continues to support events that are benefiting entrepreneurs. We had Zach Wilson on earlier just talking about the Lumina Festival, and so we're looking forward to discussing how they're supporting that. Rhonda Johnson says, 5 in my lifetime, none I regret. No, we shouldn't live with regret. All right. Old man, well, I've never said I wasn't, but let's take a break, come back, and look forward to the great conversation. If you haven't already, if you're streaming with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Ready to take your financial game to the next level? HSBC is here to help you power up your financial fitness. Your strategy should be sharp and ready for anything, because luck won't get you to the top. Whether securing your future, growing wealth, or planning for life's next serve, HSBC's experts are here for you. From budgeting to investing, let's craft a plan as unique as your goals. Plus, get free financial planning consultations to stay on track. Learn more at hsbc.bm/financial planning. HSBC Bank Bermuda is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
96 degrees, real hot, oh yes.
Summer's heating up, but your home, it can chill. BAC is turning down the heat with 20% off Carrier X-Power Mini Split AC units. They're sleek, whisper quiet, and smart, thanks to energy-saving inverter technology. New install, upgrade, doesn't matter. Just don't miss out. For a limited time, get 20% off when you pay with cash, credit, or debit.
96 degrees, real hot.
Swing by BAC on Mill Creek Road today.
Take a look at our walkway for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Welcome back to the big show. Mia Chambray, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio areas with these most important community conversations on Hot 107.5. Folks, please do not forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, let's bring in our very special guest for the day. We've got Jamillah Lodge coming on from the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Hey, Jamillah. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How's everybody?
Well, I think we're okay considering the circumstances. But
I know.
Your colors are brightening up the mood.
I know. We discussed it. I'm representing my Jamaican cousins, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go for it. You know, Independence. They celebrate like Independence Day like for a year anyway. Till it comes right back.
Right.
We're gonna big up the Jamaicans today, but thank you. I gotta ask you. I mean, I know this is probably not appropriate, but I'm gonna ask you. We're talking about tattoos, Jamillah.
Yeah.
We're talking about tattoos. You
No, I don't.
Really?
And funny story, I was gonna get one, and I did all this research, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do one. And I found this picture of like Native American hummingbirds. It was more like line art as opposed to detailed. And I showed it to a friend, and I was like, look, what do you think? And that looks like two ice cream cones smushed together. I was like, well, there you go. Okay. I'm not doing that. So
well,
I'll probably say from a horrible mistake. I would have had to get that one removed.
She would have been celebrating tattoo removal day for sure.
Exactly.
I'm always impressed when people say they don't have a tattoo. Mind you, short story. When I got my first tattoo, I was within a year of leaving home for college, and I was literally quoting Leviticus about no cuttings in the flesh. That's how bad and then the next week I got a tattoo, and someone, what happened? Hey man, things happen. You just yeah, it literally happened like that. And then they're addictive, as someone said in the audience. Ink is.
Are they really? So that's what I want to. That's what people say. But I'm like, what is addictive about pain?
That's a good point, but I think it's like you always want a better one, right? One in the audience said they have 12 in total. 12 in total. Yeah. I wouldn't go that far. No, it's I after my last two, I said no more, and I meant it after the last one. So
okay. I know. I was gonna say I know someone who like gets a tattoo every new place they go to like commemorate where they've traveled, and they've traveled all over the world. So
well, hopefully they're not trying to do 50 by 50 or something like that, but might run out of skin. But Jamillah, thank you for always making time for us. Thank you to the BEDC for the work that you all do. Today we're going to be discussing how the BEDC supports various events that are put on by local entrepreneurs. But let's start, because as I mentioned earlier, we had Zach Wilson on speaking about the Lumina Festival earlier, which is taking place next month. But just explain to the audience, why is it so important for the BEDC to not only host but support gatherings like the Lumina Festival and Global Entrepreneurship Week?
So I think it's important for people to understand what BEDC's focus is, because I know some people reach out to us for sponsorship and it may not align with what our goals and missions are, but they're like, well, why you sponsored, this other event? The Lumina Fest particularly is something that we're really passionate about when it comes to financial literacy. As you know, we support small and medium enterprises here in Bermuda, and one of the key foundations of being successful in entrepreneurship and running and operating a business is financial literacy. It's extremely important. And we recognize in supporting thousands and thousands of businesses over the years, it's not always something that people have organically, if you will. And so if there is an organization, if there is an opportunity for us to support an initiative, an event that is going to focus solely on financial literacy, then it certainly does help us achieve our overall mandate, which is ensuring that our stakeholders, which are the entrepreneurial population, have access to the information and education they need to be better stewards of their businesses and the businesses that they want to start. And so that's primarily the reason why we felt it was important to support this particular initiative. And we can't do it all, right? So, we can't host all the events. We can't, coordinate all the conferences. So if there's another organization that is doing something that is on one of the objectives that we're trying to achieve, then it makes sense to partner and collaborate. And they're a new business as well, right? So it allows us the opportunity to support a new business, the development of a new business, as well as achieve that greater mandate, which is ensuring that access to information and education is available, especially when it comes to financial literacy.
Indeed.
Yeah, amazing. The Lumina Festival sounds incredible. And apart from what you've said, Jamillah, what makes it super unique in helping Bermudian entrepreneurs, not just if you're starting a business, so maybe you're an entrepreneur for a little while and you're at a different, like entrepreneurs through different stages of their financial and entrepreneurial journey?
I think it's how the story is told, right? We do educational workshops, we host multi-week courses, but the way in which this particular festival is being packaged is almost like a music festival, if you will, right? So who's to say that they're not going to have a bigger and greater impact based on the way they're packaging the information that they're trying to deliver? And I think it's something to be said at creating or disseminating information in a way that will be best received by the individual participant, right? And so that to me is exciting. I'm hopeful that the people that purchase tickets to attend enjoy it. And it could be something that is recurring, right? If it works and the information or the message is sent to the receiver and it's being received, then it's definitely something that I think we should try to continue to emulate. So there's no template for how you get the message out there, but what you want is a message being delivered. And so I'm excited to see how this works. And I'm excited to see the results of attendees having attended and the learnings and tips and tools that they will receive as a result of participating in it.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And apart from the Lumina Festival, in November, you'll also host the Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is a major celebration of innovation and business. What can people expect? I mean, because November is just around the corner, everybody. Christmas is 16 Fridays away, just 19 Fridays away.
When you say it like that, it's like, oh my God, I can't. I feel like the year just started. Where'd all the time go?
I know, it's true. But, Global Entrepreneurship Week's happening this November. What can people expect from the GEW 2025? And how does it benefit both new and established entrepreneurs?
So, as you may know, we've been doing this for about 17 years. And so what initially started as like one day, we just did a full day at Pier 6, has turned into like multi-events over several days, with the primary goal of creating opportunities for entrepreneurs to shine, right? So it's an opportunity for us to highlight existing entrepreneurs, to create new entrepreneurs. And so this year we're doing things a little bit different. In the past, it's been like, how many things can we do in a week to promote entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs? This time we're being a little bit more intentional and focused. So we have 2 dates that people need to remember. The first is November 17th, which will be our Wave of Opportunity pitch competition, of which we award 5 up to $25,000 grants for entrepreneurs on the island. So we're in the process of sorting through applications that we've received for that. And then preliminary rounds are going to be held. And then the finals will be November 17th at Hamilton Princess. So that's always exciting. It's a free event to the public, but it's our way to ensure that funds are being put back into the entrepreneurial community that are not dead. It's a grant, right? So you get $25,000 in that competition. And then we're going to round out the week with our Global Entrepreneurship Week conference, which is happening on the Friday, the 21st. And we're excited about this because in the past, Mia, you would know, because I think you participated in one of our first like Women in Entrepreneurship Day conferences. But we're trying to bring it all together and bring it all in-house, because we know people have jobs, people have things they have to do. And to ask people to continue to come out every day, the entire week, has been a lot. So we're trying to put everything in a nice package for you. So a full day conference on the Friday, which will be hosted at Grotto Bay. And we're excited because we're hopeful that we can get international speaker Pinky who owns Slutty Vegan. And so we're in talks right now. I don't want to jinx it, but we're hopeful that we can bring her down to share her story of starting her business from an idea that, hey, maybe we can make vegan food fun, right? And so she's also a CAU graduate. So shout out to my CAU grads. But the whole idea is to create opportunities for local entrepreneurs to get exposed to international people. Perhaps there's some mentorship that can go there. There's an opportunity for entrepreneurs to network with each other at the conference. But the topics that will be covered are all related to what you need as you're starting up in addition to what you need as you think about growing your business. And so we're looking at having industry experts in the room to support entrepreneurs in either area. But it typically is very exciting. You know, oftentimes you hear entrepreneurs say entrepreneurship is a lonely road. I don't know who to talk to. And so when we do things like this, I'm encouraging people to come out, right? Because these are people that this is your tribe, right? These are other entrepreneurs. These are people considering starting entrepreneurship. And plus, we'd like to invite international guests down so that you have that great mix of what's going on in another jurisdiction that you can learn from. And who knows, there could be some potential for collaboration. So we're really excited about this year, and we are encouraging everyone to keep your ears peeled as we solidify these agreements and things like that. We'll start to put tickets up for sale and more information, but keep the dates in mind, November 17th and November 21st. So that whole week is Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Amazing. Sounds so good.
It is. So, you know, y'all have to be in the room. So
yeah.
Sounds really good. I mean, you know, access to resources and networks, like you just touched on this. And, you know, entrepreneurship can be a lonely road. Luckily, I have my mom, so it's not so lonely. So that's good. But there can be a challenge for small business owners, of course. But how do you feel, Jamillah, like events like this help to bridge the gap between, you know, finding information and getting support for Bermuda entrepreneurs?
I mean, I think when we do things like this, we're being intentional, right? Most entrepreneurs in Bermuda, if they don't have a full-time job somewhere else, they are working diligently in their business to ensure its success. So time is a valuable resource. So when we create a full day conference, we're saying, okay, can you at least take this one day to work on your business as opposed to in your business? And we're trying to put all the people in the room, anyone that we think can help you better realize whatever your dreams of success are, in that one room. So it's very intentional. And we want to respond to feedback that we've gotten over the years, because as I said before, we've been doing this for about 17 years in various different fashions. And so we do think that consolidating everything into a full day conference creates the most opportunity for people to attend and take that one day off, as opposed to trying to figure out how they're going to manage different events during the whole week. Having said that, Global Entrepreneurship Week is really about catalyzing the entire country around entrepreneurship. So yes, BEDC's primary focus is entrepreneurs. The majority of our stakeholders are entrepreneurs and the partners that support them. However, there are other organizations, there are other entities, there are other people who are either entrepreneurs or support entrepreneurs or small businesses in some way. And so during the week, we are encouraging people, what can you do to support and highlight entrepreneurship in Bermuda? So it's not always about BEDC specifically, but it's about catalyzing others to do something. You might decide you want to do a feature for the entire week, Jamel, about entrepreneurship and various entrepreneurs or something like that. And that is something that we would encourage, because again, during that week, we want to make as much noise as we can around and about entrepreneurship, how it contributes to the economy in Bermuda, the support that is available out there. And so no one can say, well, I didn't know. Because that's the worst thing anybody can say to me is, I didn't even know. But I hear it all the time. It's like, so now you know. We're on the daily hour letting you know that this is coming up. Plenty of time. We're still in August. So November is, like you say, right around the corner. But in between that time, I would encourage people who support entrepreneurship, who want to see people win when they're starting these business, to think about the ways in which they can support them, either through events or just shout outs or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for that. And again, appreciate the work that the BDC is doing to connect not just entrepreneurs in the community, but get entrepreneurs to think beyond the boxes that they have created their businesses in. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. We'll get through as many as we can. Winston Godwin says financial literacy is so important. Absolutely. We've got Charles H. Jefferson II. He says, I love Slutty Vegan Burger even without bacon, because he usually loves a Beyond Burger with bacon. Just a strange guy. Says, love Pinky's story. Yeah, and I believe she started.
If I'm not mistaken, she probably has vegan burgers and all of that. Of course, you know, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so she has actual stores in Atlanta, and that's a treat for myself. Whenever I go, I make sure I go and get a Slutty Vegan Burger, because it is bomb. So hearing her story of ups and downs, because some people think, oh, it's exciting, entrepreneurship is sexy or whatever. It's hard, and I'm sure both of you can attest to that, right? So it's not always a straight line. You know, most times it's ups and downs and rounds and all of that.
Right?
Exactly.
Because I've lived in Atlanta for almost a year, and I still have not yet been. And everyone who knows me knows that's the kind of food I eat. So that said, folks, it's about to happen. It's about to happen.
You gotta go today, Jamal. Today's the day.
I didn't say today, Mia. Come on now. Let me work toward it. Give me a week. All right.
Can you get Uber Eats?
You know what? I could check to see if they're on there. Yeah.
Probably.
But I want to experience it. I want to go there. I want to
Yeah, it's a whole experience. Like,
okay,
you go in there, it's like a whole party. You're like, am I at the club or am I ordering like a burger? It's exciting. Okay. But I mean, it is exciting. And I think for me, it's like you took something as basic as vegan food and turned it into like this whole phenomenon. Like, you know, people travel to experience it. So it's not just about the food, it is about the experience as well. So I would definitely encourage you to check it out.
I think, you know, I'm excited. I know we have this thing where, oh, why don't we have Bermudians that could do it? But when we have stories like hers, and, you know, I'm big on LinkedIn. So, you know, on LinkedIn, you see a lot of these stories on a regular basis, and people engaging and responding. And, you know, her story isn't like this flat line to success. No. And I think you saying that, I really do hope that people, you know, come out and listen. And I hope that you're able to get her. And if not, just sharing her journey will wake a lot of people up. Entrepreneurship, you know, all three of us have a great understanding of it. One thing I try to tell people, man, is it's courageous to believe that you can do something without a guaranteed salary. That takes great courage, and especially when it's something new, right? It takes great courage. The other thing is, for those who employ people, whether contract, part-time, or full-time, the responsibility of knowing that people are relying on you to pay their bills, it's another level, you know. And so I love entrepreneurship. I want people, even if they have no interest in being entrepreneurs, to have a better idea. Stop thinking that all entrepreneurs are millionaires or make a lot of money. Like, it's, trust me, most entrepreneurs put more work in than the company makes in revenue, especially at the beginning. So I love it. But anyway, Jamillah, real quickly, there's some folks listening right now. They're tuned in via video or stream, right? They're thinking about starting a business. I know they are, because I reach out to, hey man, I've got this idea. Just had a cousin in Atlanta wants to talk about something. What is it? Managing money? Is it a business plan? Like, what are the kind of things that they should reach out to the BEDC for if they have these ideas?
So in the first instance, sometimes you just want to talk to somebody, right? You don't want to necessarily talk to your family and friends, because they're going to be like, yes, great, go forth and do it. Sometimes it's nice to have an objective or unbiased kind of person you can bounce the idea off of, who's not afraid to challenge you. And I think that is what's required when you're thinking about starting a new business, especially one that may not exist, is you must ask the hard questions, right? Where am I going to find the people to buy this? How much do I need to sell it for? How much are people willing to pay me for this product or service. And you can actually contact BEDC. They're free meetings. Typically, they're 30-minute sessions. Most of them are online unless you specify that you want to meet in person at one of our offices. But I would definitely encourage people to start here first. I mean, our tagline is Bermuda Business starts here for a reason, because why not? It's a free conversation. You can just bounce your ideas off of BDC. We have confidentiality built into our act, because I know some people are like, oh, my idea, I don't want it to get stolen. That's not why we're here. We're here to help you identify if the idea is one that's feasible, meaning can you make money from it, right?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, once you figure it out, like, yes, this is something I want to do, then we also have products that might be able to assist you, right? We have our microloan product. You can get up to $30,000 from BEDC. We have our loan guarantee. So if you get a bank loan and you need more than that, maybe $100,000, we can guarantee up to 75% of that. Means we would act as the collateral for your loan, if you will, to help you get the financing that you need to start your business. We have new startup payroll tax deferral. So once you get your business started, instead of paying the full payroll tax rate, you get relief, right, on a portion of that payroll tax. And the goal is to create more opportunities for you to keep the money in your pocket, because we know cash is king, right? So manage your cash flow better by taking advantage of the products and incentives that we have. We have some customs duty if you're bringing in products. We have a letter of credit program with the customs department, which I think we have up to $10,000 that you can use before you have to pay customs. You can use that letter of credit, sell some of those goods, and when you get the money, then you can go back and pay. And then, of course, as you know, we manage the 4 economic empowerment zones, and within those zones, there are specific products and incentives available to businesses and business owners in those areas. So, I mean, we try to listen, and we try to fill gaps that we see in the market. We adjust as needed. We've created our incubator programs and accelerator programs as a result of our stakeholders saying we need more than just a 2-hour session, right? So it's that sort of environment here. We like to consider ourselves to be very entrepreneurial in the way that we think, because if there's a problem, let's focus on the solution. And sometimes that solution comes from the entrepreneurs themselves.
Yeah. How can people reach out to learn more?
Our website, bedc.bm. You can call us if you want at 292-5570 or email info@bedc.bm. But our website is a resource of information. If you're not a member, you should be a member. It is free, but that's where we send out most of our information. So when I hear people say, oh, I didn't even know, it's like, well, are you a member of BEDC? Are you getting our monthly newsletter, which contains all the stuff? You get them? Yep. I'm like, don't put me in the junk. Don't put me to spam. We try not to spam people, but the information that's contained in that newsletter oftentimes has so many great opportunities, so many great incentives. We try to negotiate with our partners to give discounts to BEDC members. You don't want to be one of those people who have missed out on opportunities because you haven't signed up, and so you're not getting our newsletter or information. So
indeed. Well, before you head out, Rosalind Famous says, totally unrelated, Jamillah Lodge, loving your look today. Also love the wave of opportunity pitches. All right. And
thank you so much.
That's a great idea, Jamillah. A week on TDH, focus on benefits or impact of entrepreneurship on Bermuda's economy. Absolutely.
Love that idea. Love that.
And she goes on to say, speak on the work involved in entrepreneurship. People have no idea what's involved. We don't have to be an expert, but need to know what we don't know every day. Correct. We don't know everything. And then we have a LinkedIn user. I don't know why it's not telling me people's names today over on LinkedIn. The team at BEDC have always been amazing in assisting small business and being awesome mentors at facilitating the incubator programs. The proud small business owner member that has gone through BEDC.
Thank you for that.
You sure that's not right? That's not you writing as LinkedIn? I'm joking.
No. You see me, right?
No, but seriously, props to you guys. You guys do. For those who don't know, I mean, it's a lot that you all have done and continue to do. And I even like how you work with entrepreneurs to help other entrepreneurs. So it's not even like it's just coming from you all. So thank you. And
You are
hopefully,
most welcome.
people keep coming to you and benefiting from the things that you do. And we'll be in touch soon.
All right. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Have a
Enjoy
great
the
day,
rest of your day.
Have a great day.
All right.
Jamillah Lodge, folks, if you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Do not go anywhere. Don't go anywhere because we've got the Daily Play coming up after this. And I want to see, I don't have a question yet, but when I do, I want to see if you all get this. How good are you at knowing the place? Stick with us. We'll be back in a very short bit. Mia, don't mess this up.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BEDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BEDC. Bermuda business starts here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Jamillah Lodge from the BEDC for stopping by for a very important community conversation. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Cylinders, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations on Hot 107.5. Folks, if you haven't already, if you're streaming online, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter X, Instagram, please, YouTube, give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Make sure we beat the algorithm and ensure that everyone you know has access to these community conversations. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Mia, are you ready? It's a Name That Place.
I think so. I'm never ready, Jamal. Like, let's just be honest. I'm never ready. I'm always nervous.
This one's easy, though. Seriously.
Oh, gosh. You might
All
think
right.
it's easy.
What is the capital of Bahamas?
Nassau?
I told you it was easy.
Oh, okay. That was good. Okay, let's do another one.
Okay, she wants another one.
Let's do another one.
Which country's capital city is Belgrade?
Belarus? Bratislava? Lithuania? See? I don't know this one.
Serbia.
Okay, I was in the area. Ish.
Yeah, Serbia. Wasn't Serbia part of like Montenegro, and was it Yugoslavia?
Listen, I don't even know the capital, so don't ask me any more questions about it. I have no idea.
I just know so many of those countries broke up at one point.
Yeah, they did. They did. That's for sure. They
I
did.
just can't remember which ones, but Mia got one question right. I mean, the main question, and then she felt like, she got cocky. It's like, oh, that was easy. Give me another one, and then yeah, that's what I thought. It was Yugoslavia before, and it broke up into it was Slovakia or Slovenia, and then you had Serbia and Montenegro. I feel like there's more. Croatia wasn't.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's not good.
Yeah,
But it's good if you're listening and you're playing along, you want to get a question that, really tickles your brain cells first thing in the morning.
Well, Charles appreciates you. He said, I love how Mia gave 5 answers and then said, I don't know this one.
I'm trying, Charles. I'm trying.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, we got to put a limit on it, right, Charles? One answer and then, okay, that is it.
Pull the plug. I don't know.
It's fun, but let's wrap it up. We've got to run. I've got physical therapy right now, but working on my leg. Had a good workout this morning. The gym's clean now. But let's wrap up, Mia. Final thoughts on the discussion this morning. We were talking about CCTV and dark visors, and then obviously the conversation with Jamillah Lodge.
Yeah, so I mean, we have differing kind of opinions regarding the dark visors. I think that they're maybe. Listen, it's a hard one, right? We could have this conversation forever and ever and ever. But I do think, from the very brief research that I did, that dark visors are plaguing and are a serious problem. So maybe it's just the tip of the iceberg, and of course we need to dive deeper. So we ban the black helmets, or we do a CCTV that has really amazing, like AI integration that can start to do more recognition or give the police alerts when something seems a bit off. So I think maybe it's kind of a tandem. So we do a ban, but then we also invest in this type of AI integration that would allow for, if someone's driving in a puffer jacket in the middle of August, to alert the police. And then also something you touched on, Jamal, was back in May the Bermudian community seems to be stepping up and not keeping silent. There seems to be a tide turning. People are standing up and saying things. People are really against the violence that is happening and losing these young lives. And people are really starting to get up and stand up and actually speak to the police. And I think that is so encouraging. And I would love to encourage people, if you say something, if you see something, say something. Back in May, I found that so unbelievable. So, and wonderful. So people keep that up. We got to protect our Bermudian community. Jamillah Lodge, I mean, all of these things that they're doing, the festival and the Global Entrepreneurship Week is going to be wonderful. Mark that in your mark those dates in your calendar. As a small business owner myself, we need all of the assistance and festivals and people coming in and inspiring us. So if Pinky does come from Slutty Vegan, I'm very excited. I will definitely be booking a ticket to see her and speak and get inspired, and to also be around other Bermudian entrepreneurs. And the main thing you can do to support Bermudian entrepreneurs is to shop in Bermuda. And I'm just going to say that, or support your local Bermudian entrepreneur. And if you're an entrepreneur, definitely make sure you get out to one of these events. They sound amazing. I'm so excited and enthused by what the BEDC continues to do for local entrepreneurs in Bermuda.
All righty. Wow. I'll say this. I appreciate that people are thinking about what we can do to reduce serious crime in Bermuda. And helmets, dark visors may be a step. I think what most people are saying is that the people who commit these crimes will find a way to do them. And while that may be a step, it may make more sense to focus on the root cause so that we can not have to take away other things from people. What that looks like, again, as I said yesterday, I don't know, but I'm hoping that through community conversations, we can possibly come to a space where we have a number of solutions to choose from. As far as the conversation with Jamillah, I'm grateful that she came on to explain why the BDC supports events like the Lumina Festival and how important a role financial literacy is for entrepreneurs. I think, believe it or not, and this is not to shade anyone, but understanding the difference between revenue and profit, understanding how to make your business work for you rather than having to work to make your business make money. There are so many important things when it comes to that, especially privately owned businesses that are not public on a stock market. So I appreciate that they're supporting events like that, and also Global Entrepreneurship Week. I look forward to participating. Whether Pinky Cole comes or not, I think that there are yourself, Sancha, and so many others who work their butts off to give Bermudians something that they can enjoy, appreciate, and don't have to leave the island for. I think that's how important entrepreneurship is to our island. Keep the money flowing in your economy, and it benefits you more long term. Mia, do you have any daily inspiration for us?
Yes, that daily inspiration is a community is like a ship. Everyone should be prepared to take the helm. And that is by a gentleman called Henrik Ibsen.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like politics, right? You know how they say, oh, well, if such and such wasn't premier, then who do you trust? They don't have anyone else. Why are you voting for somebody who you don't believe to be premier? So the point is, you know, when you build you look at your community, you should be able to trust anyone to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are born leaders. Some people are taught leaders. There are different shapes and forms of leadership. So thank you for that, Mia. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you back on this month. You know, and we look forward to having you again next week. You travel, you enjoy Toronto while you're there, all right?
Thank you. I will.
Tell mom enjoy Toronto as well. You know, real quickly, I gotta run because I gotta go. I want to say this. I said to Mia before we came live, I said, oh, so Gunnar and James, her husband and son, I said, James and Gunnar, they're on vacation this week. They got a break, right? Like the cat's away, the mice are playing. She's like, oh no, I got the break, but no, cool. I know they miss me. I know they miss me. I'm just joking, but yeah, got your time. And she's not on vacation; she's working, folks. So enjoy time. At least have some time to yourself while you're out there, and safe travels back to Bermuda to you, Mia. But audience, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. We actually have the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Antoine Daniels, joining us tomorrow to discuss this latest rise in serious crime. Again, we've had 4 lives unnecessarily lost within the span of a few days, and he'll be coming on to discuss that. And maybe Mia, we'll ask him about the helmet, the role that the helmets play. As you know, you shared, they've been pretty much used in a lot of recent events. But she's Mia Shambry. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please make it a safe and a great day, folks. We are out. Peace.